Hello. If you care about your financial prosperity, I'd like to tell you about a really cool project that we've been working on for the past few years, which has never been done before. Now, despite my success as a business owner, I wasn't raised with a real education in wealth creation. I grew up in a middle-class family with hard-working parents who did the exact same thing everyone else did with their money. They handed it over to a financial advisor who invested it for the long term in a diversified portfolio of mutual funds and bought a house. After all, this is exactly what their parents did. But after a lifetime of work, my family wasn't rich. They weren't retired, and neither were any of their friends, despite the fact that many of them had reached the highest levels of the corporate totem pole. So when their financial advisor wanted to sit me down and put an investment strategy in place for my future, I looked at him with some skepticism. After all, he wasn't wealthy and retired either, and yet he had this very pretty picture of a pyramid that illustrated all the strategies and financial products he would place my money into. Ironically, he and his company made a commission on every single one of them, whether I actually made a dime or not. I would come to realize they were selling me into Wall Street's promise, which basically goes something like this. Give us your money every month for the next 40 years, and we'll make sure you have plenty to live on when you retire at the age of 60. Which might be nice if it were actually true, but as the world found out in 2008, Wall Street will promise you the world to get their hands on your money, but they won't take any responsibility when they lose it. And lose it they did. I was horrified by the fact that my family and their friends nearly lost everything in the crash of 2008, and yet their only option was to keep giving money to the same exact people who lost it, for one simple reason. It's what everyone else had always done. You see, there are two primary pieces of the puzzle that people like you and I have been missing. The first are the actual strategies used by the rich, which are never offered to the middle class, because it's more profitable to just stick anyone in a mutual fund with high fees and send you on your way. After all, you can't invest in something if you don't know it exists. The second missing piece of the puzzle is a Rolodex filled with people who can help you implement those strategies. Now, I have always been taught that if you want to achieve a certain goal in life, follow in the footsteps of those who've already accomplished that goal. If you want to become rich, then invest your money like the rich do. My business partner, Robert, and I packed our bags, grabbed the camera, and decided that we were going to crack open the black box investing strategies used by the rich and invest our personal money the exact same way they did. We set out on 3 specific goals I laid out as this journey began. Now, the first goal was to set up a rock-solid financial foundation. I wanted to set up an automatic wealth-building process that ensured 2 things. Every single month, I made money, and that this money was protected from other people and economic events, like the stock market crash in 2008. My second goal was to create financial security in my life by using the asset protection strategies of the rich, and by investing in assets that should do well no matter what happens to the economy. My final goal was to make as much passive income by implementing as many of the investing strategies of the rich as possible. Honestly, I have no interest in stocks or the stock market. I wanted to learn how to find and make investments in assets like apartment complexes, mobile home parks, organic farms, oil and gas, gold, silver, and other precious metals, or boat marinas. I'd much rather have a big check sent to me every month than keep my fingers crossed that Apple's stock will keep going up for the next 30 years. So now that I had my plan in place, it was time to execute. Okay, so how did I do using the strategies acquired from the wealthy? Click on this link to watch my free training video.